Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to Wow Wednesday. I am your host, Nancy Matthews. Delighted to be here with you today and introducing you to one of our longtime, lifetime members, Cassi Eubank. And we're going to have a conversation today about enjoy. Actually, it's not even just a conversation. We're going to have a soul shower today. Doesn't that sound good? We're going to have a soul shower for massive success. And I'll bring Cassi on in just a moment. First, I want to share a couple of updates and announcements of what's happening in the community of Women's Prosperity Network. Well, first of all, if you missed it, oh my goodness, yesterday's Networking with a Twist was off the chain. We had hundreds of amazing women and a few good men that joined us to create connections and really get to know one another. And that's one of the distinctions of Women's Prosperity Network. We don't want you to just do this, exchange of contact information. We want you to exchange ideas. We want you to exchange ways that you can grow and prosper together. So if you missed yesterday, make sure you get it on your calendar to join us on the third Tuesday in September, where we'll be hosting it again. On the fourth Saturday, we have our signature mastermind, which is called Brilliance, Brainstorming, and Breakthroughs. And this month's topic, we all need this. And it's all about balance, schmalance. How do you get balance in your life? So join us if you'd like to feel a little bit more harmony in all the many, many things that you do. So those couple of quick announcements. We've got some surprises for you along the way as well. So keep an eye on your email and check out the website, womensprosperitynetwork.com. And now I have the privilege of introducing you to Cassi Eubank, who's been a member of Women's Prosperity Network. Well, we were talking about it earlier. Is it 12 years probably?
Yeah. Yes. 12. Yeah. 2009, 2010, right around then.
Yeah, right around there. And you mentioned earlier that we ran our very first lifetime member special. And and that's why I was like, that was a long time ago that we first did that. And we haven't done it in a while. So wink, wink, pay attention to your inbox. There's something special coming your way this month, just by the way. So we've known each other a long time. It is an honor and a privilege to have you in our community. You always bring so much value. And I'm excited for today's conversation about this soul shower for massive success. Before we jump in, let me let you know a little bit about Cassi and her background. She is a clinical and transpersonal hypnotherapist, and she's on a mission to guide people past their negative emotions and patterns that keep them from their best life. And she uses a number of highly effective techniques. Her intensive training and decades of experience allow her to go to the deep root cause of any known or hidden issues to resolve them. And sometimes it's those hidden issues that are really in the way more than the ones we know about, right? She serves her clients by taking them to the beliefs that are keeping them blocked or stuck and helping them resolve them with love and compassion so that you can remember who you are at a soul level and tap into that field of infinite possibilities. What sets her apart is her divine gift for figuring out how to do what may seem impossible to others, and her passion for seeing others realizing their dreams. She has lived her dreams of singing in a rock band to thousands of people. New one, I didn't know that. Producing her own TV show, which served 250,000 households, hosting 3 radio shows, and publishing over a dozen books. Cassi knows how to breathe life into dreams and make them real. Welcome, Cassi.
Thank you so much for being here. Nancy, I've got to say, I do a lot of speaking engagements. I'm a distinguished Toastmaster. But when I heard WPN on the Wow Wednesday, something about working with you ladies, I said to my husband, oh my gosh, you won't believe it. I got the call. He's like, what, Oprah? I said, no, WPN. I am just thrilled to be here. I love being part of your community, and it's just an honor. So thank you so much for this privilege.
You are most welcome, my friend, and we love to highlight our members who are bringing so much good into the world. So it's really a privilege to have you with us today. And funny enough, we had, oh my God, Cassi Cassi Eubank on Wow Wednesday several months ago, and she got the call, "Hey, I got an opening. Can you get on my show tomorrow?" Like she was ready. Bam, she said yes, right? So she was on the show on Wednesday morning, and later that night, she got contacted by NBC News wanting her to come on the news to talk about what we discussed on Wow. So people are listening, people are watching, get in the game and get out there. So who knows, maybe Oprah will be your next call because she saw you on Wow.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. I know Cece called me that day too. She's another one of my besties. So
That
beautiful circle.
you probably met her through Women's Prosperity Network.
Probably, yes.
That's how it goes. It's a beautiful thing. All right, so girl, I just want you to go ahead. Let's jump in and have this soul shower. First of all, what do you mean by that?
Soul shower. Now, this is something I'm very passionate about because how many people here love a good massage? All of us, yes.
Mhm.
I have to think that all of us do. And we feel so much better when we take care of our body, those aches, those pains, those things that happen throughout the day, those muscle tensions. Well, a soul shower is like a spa day, a good massage, but for your soul. So think about it. If somebody accidentally spilled coffee on you and you were on your way to an important meeting, you'd probably take the time to, you would definitely clean up. You would wipe that off of you. And you'd possibly even go home and shower, change clothes because it's an important day. And honestly, every day should be an important day. However, yet all through our lives, people will intentionally and sometimes unintentionally say and do things that hurt us, that make us feel less than or unworthy. And that's the equivalent of spilling trash or dirtying up our souls. And it's called in the Ayurvedic world, they say it's leaving sand scars. Every time somebody hurts you or slights you, it leaves a little ding or a sand scar on your soul. And the thing is, we're born into this world as kids with this beautiful state of being connected to spirit, being one with spirit. We play, we just go out, we do. And it reminds me of the little boy. There's a video of a little boy and I'm going to be the greatest batter in the world. And the swing comes and he swings, he misses. And he goes, that's okay. I'm going to be the greatest batter in the world. And the pitch comes and he swings and he misses. I'm again the greatest batter in the world. The swing comes and he misses. He puts down the bat, runs up to the pitcher's mound. I'm going to be the greatest pitcher in the world.
I love that.
And that's the attitude to have. It's the attitude of not caring what people think. It's the attitude of not worrying about how things turn out, just enjoying the doing and knowing the success will come when we move in that direction.
Well,
and all of these little, what's that?
I was going to say, that sounds easier said than done.
It is. It is because, and it's not our fault, we've been conditioned.
Yeah.
You know, all of these offenses, these hurts, they change who we are. So as we grow up, we don't really know how to cope. Our biggest needs are belonging, survival, and to feel loved. Those are our biggest needs. So if we're told by our parents, we need to be quiet, okay, we have to change our natural instincts of just being who we are. We've got to quiet down. They don't tell us this isn't the time. I love how you are. Be that way and go play later. You know, that's wonderful. But inside, we're going to be a little quiet. They usually don't give us the full explanation. I mean, parents now are getting more aware of that. And I love that. But as we grow up, these things cause us to change who we are. We push down this hurt. We ignore the pain. And it really isn't our fault. Like you said, it's so much easier said than done. But this kind of soul cleaning to go in and say, you know what, I take care of my body. I take care of my finances because this is how I engage in the earthly plane. But how do I connect with spirit? We want things to happen easier, faster. We want things to not bother us as much. But how can we do that? Until we take the time to clean up those sand scars and realign with spirit. Because really, when you think about it, all of those hurts, when we get trapped in these human emotions, we're caught in human emotions that don't really matter. In the scheme of things, I was working with somebody and we went through the process of the soul shower. And it's where we go through that timeline and we say, okay, when was the first time? And it's not like regression therapy. This is a quick 15-minute process for each emotion. And we see the irrelevance of the emotion. I understand that this happened and it led you to believe this, but what is the truth? The truth is that's just something that happened. And then we go back to before that time and let's look at it from this angle. Before it happened, you weren't upset or angry. Let's clear that. Can you see the lesson in it? And by gleaning the lesson, okay, I gained something good. I really don't need to hold on to that. And that's
to the negative. We don't hold on to the negative emotion and take the lesson.
Exactly. Hold on to the lesson for your highest good. Let it go. And then when we go through the process, we clean up those 5 major emotions: the hurt, the anger, the sadness, the fear, and the guilt. And even though there's lots of subsets, fear will breed anxiety. Fear will breed us, living in a way that isn't right for us. Guilt will bring regret. But we take those 5 major emotions, we clean those all up, get those out of the way, because those are the things blocking us from that divine abundance, from that field of infinite possibilities. I know that, you were talking earlier about Deborah and how she talks about mindset with finances. But until we believe that we can, we're so busy thinking about, oh, what if, what will happen? What about the past? We're worried about the past. Instead of saying the past has no effect on me other than the lessons I've learned. I can move forward in grace.
That was gold. That was gold. The past has no effect on me except for the lessons I learned.
Yes.
And jot that down, everyone, because if we can really get that, we no longer become a prisoner of what's happened in the past. And instead, we have strength to move forward, wiser, stronger, happier, right? That's beautiful.
And I'm so glad you stopped me on that point, because Nancy, the 2 things that keep us from getting what we want are the past and how we think about it and feel about it, the thoughts that create those emotions, and the future, which is usually dictated by the past. Well, before this happened, so I can't do this.
Yeah.
So our worry about the future is generally dictated from past experience. So when we can say the past has no hold on me, I've taken those lessons and I have, learned to allow that to make me who I am. And this, when we let go of the past, it does clear that way to be that kid again and get in that alpha state where where again, instead of worrying with the monkey mind and being, in beta state all the time, we can reduce our anxiety. We can get to alpha state, that state where we connect with creativity, that state where everything is possible.
Okay. All right. I want to go. How do I get there?
Well, I'm glad you do, because that is the freebie that I'm offering. And the freebie I'm offering is all about, because yes, we all know what to do, but how do we do it? My soul shower is like a spa day for the soul. We go in, we clear those emotions. That's like exfoliating the skin, and we wipe away that dead skin, that stuff we don't need. And then we massage in the love. We build anchors and triggers so that you can lock in this feeling of being loved, the feeling of when you felt like you belonged, the feeling of all these good things. And we give you an anchor and a trigger to lock that feeling in so you can return to that state anytime you wish. We take you to bliss state. And from there, we put you in a beautiful hypnotherapy and it's a 3-hour session, 3.5-hour session, because we just build all this beauty in. I record this wonderful session so you can imprint it upon your subconscious mind of the perfection of who you are, how life is, how life can be. And you get that beautiful recording so that you can continue imprinting that on your mind and not slide back to those old thoughts. Keep moving forward with that clearness of purpose, with that openness to that path of infinite possibilities. And so I'm really excited about that. And the reason I'm so passionate is, Nancy, I believe that, and I want to make sure that there is no success story left unwritten, no dream
Ooh.
left unmanifested, no desire left unfulfilled, and no inner peace and joy left unfelt for any of us. And that is why I'm so passionate about this.
Yeah, and as well you would be. And as I look at who's here with us today, live with us on Zoom or on Facebook, every single one of us and you that's out there listening right now, you know that there's something that you've desired for a while that maybe hasn't come about yet. What if you being here today on WOW was that next piece in the process to set you free from whatever it was that you thought was holding you back? Like, that's what's possible working with Cassi. Like, really drink that in, my friends, right? That's what's possible. We talk about turning points in our lives, right? What if this WOW Wednesday, because you tuned in, because you connected with Cassi, was truly the turning point for everything else in your life? Like, that's what's possible. We're going to talk more about some of the techniques and ways to do this soul shower. Since we're talking about it right now, though, Cassi, let everyone know what you have for them, the free gift and the upcoming magic immersion that you're doing. So let's talk about that.
I am passionate about both of them because really, when you clear those negative thoughts and emotions and beliefs out of your way, you do step into gratitude. And gratitude is the emotion, the vibration that you need to feel. That's the highest vibration, love and gratitude. And that opens up the door for the universe bringing you what you want. Let me give you a nice little tip. I talked about a gratitude board. Now, we all have heard of vision boards, yes?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay. A vision board is great because that's being grateful for what you're going to have in the future. But if you do a gratitude board with all the things you're grateful for now, what happens is it supercharges your vision board because you're looking at things you already have. So you know it's possible. You're grateful for it. And then you can transfer that same gratitude and feeling of already having to your vision board. So I highly recommend a gratitude board right by your vision board.
Really good. So, and when you're having a not so good day and you're, just got some news that brought you down, look at that gratitude board. Like, change your state. So that's that's another technique, I believe, to change from that beta state of the worry, fear, doubt into the alpha state of possibility, and actually accessing the other part of your brain. Is that part of what we're doing in that?
That is, because that gets you vibrating at the vibration to attract what you want. Einstein said, when you vibrate at the frequency of the things you want, you cannot help but get it. That is not woo-woo, it's physics. And I paraphrase that because he didn't say woo-woo. But we can't. Right. So gratitude just gets you in that vibrational state and it clears that way. And when we can dip into the alpha state. So what I've done is, when I talk about the magic, that's all about gratitude. And I'll tell you about that in a minute. But on the bottom of the page that will tell you how you can get more magic in your life, which we'll talk about in a minute, I have got a link to an alpha recording. And real quickly, the process goes something like this. I've got on the page a 23-minute meditation where you program yourself. And by doing this process for 30 days, or sometimes even shorter, some people do it in as little as 2 weeks, you can get to that alpha state in about a minute. Now, who would like to get into that calm, centered state in less than a minute? Yeah, especially before speaking, before presentations, you want to have that center. So this 23-minute meditation takes you through the 3 phases. First of all, it's physical relaxation. Then we go into number 2, mental relaxation. And then we go into 1, center. And it has a whole process of getting you there. You listen to that 5 times or so. And then there's a link to a whole nother page on alpha centering, where for free, this is all that I put together for WPN because I love you guys so much. It's a whole page on alpha centering, and there's a second clip there that's only 9 minutes. That's a truncated version. So you get there faster with the 9 minutes. And you do that for a couple of weeks, and then you just go there on your own. So you have these triggers: 3-3-3 to relax your body, 2-2-2 to relax yourself mentally, and 1-1-1 to go to center. First in 23 minutes, we get you there, and then in the 9 minute, we get you there. And then soon you're doing it where you're just going, okay, that's my trigger. When I hear that 1-1-1, and you anchor in that relaxation. So it will get you to alpha state. So I've got the one longer one at the bottom of my page, and then I've got a link to the full page there too, where you can do the entire program in the 30 days for free and wind up being able to eventually get yourself to where you can just, okay, I'm going to take a minute here and I'm just going to put myself in alpha state, whether you are writing, whether you're coming up with a new program and need to tap into your creativity, whether you've had one of those days and you just need to stop that monkey mind. It's brilliant for all of those things.
So first of all, thank you for your generosity in giving this to our community. Let me tell everyone what you want to do is go to CassiEubank.com/magic. And Cassi is CassieEubank. So CassiEubank.com/magic. So getting into this state, this alpha state that you're talking about in this centering place, it's valuable for us to, number one, feel better, right? But number two, be able to tap into the creative solution for the challenge that you're experiencing, correct?
Absolutely. And as you practice more, you might even be able to dip into theta. Do you ever notice how you get the best ideas when you're in the shower or right before bed, or right when because you're zoning out? You get the bed, but you don't always have a notepad in the shower. Well, this will help you get into that same state, that same zoning out state. But, by doing it purposely with either a question or a goal of, okay, now I'm going to tap into my creativity, it really supercharges whatever you're doing, so far as creativity goes.
So how do we, and I agree with you 1,000-fold, and being a human being with all kind of emotions all over the scale, right? Like I get to experience a whole bunch of different emotions as a human. When something first happens to, rock your boat, rock your world, and you start spinning out of down the rabbit hole, how can we more easily catch ourselves? And secondarily, is it important to experience those emotions, not so good emotions, on some level? Like it's part of who we are, right?
Yeah, we do there are emotions we want to experience. We're given them for a reason. They're a guidepost. I mean, and you say, do we want to hear them? A lot of people just shut them off. They're like, I don't want to hear it. I'm pushing it out. I'm pushing it down. And that's when we get sick. If your smoke alarm went off, would you just shut it off? No. You would first look to see what was going on, what caused that. So whatever we resist persists. Don't push it down. Acknowledge. The first thing, use the abracadabra method.
Okay, bring it.
Okay. A is for acknowledge. Acknowledge, yes, I'm feeling this way. Okay. Now, sometimes it's a sadness because somebody has been hurt and you are sad. Okay, yes, I should go through this. It's good to feel this. But then ask, is this something that is serving me? Yes, I'm feeling this way, but is this really serving me? Is it helping me reach my goal? Is anger helping me reach my goal? Is fear helping me reach my goal? So ask, that's the A. The B is take a nice deep breath in. Breathing has a way of resetting things. The R is release that. If it's time to let go of that, I'm going to breathe it out. Okay. And then the final A, the ABRA for abracadabra, is align. Just realign with your goals. If my goal is to get something done and things are going wrong and I'm getting frustrated and angry, yes, I'm frustrated and angry. Is this serving me? No, it's not. Deep breath in, release, and realign. What's my goal and what's the best way to get here? And maybe it's let's go to Alpha Center and get more creative. Maybe it's call a friend and flesh it out. Maybe it's get on a WPN, your networking with a twist, and ask my sisters. But whatever it is, realign with the goal. So ABRA, it's like magic.
I love it. That was really good. I'm all about the abracadabra and quick ways to recenter.
So that's a quick way, but when you practice the alpha state, it's easier at the end to realign with your goals.
Love it, love it, love it. Let me go ahead. I want to make sure everybody gets that ABRA acrostic acronym, whichever one you're going to call it. The first thing we've got to do is acknowledge that emotion. So maybe a step before that is awareness, so that we have a heightened state of awareness, which you're bringing to all of us today, that when you're feeling those not so good emotions, that we have an opportunity to transform what we're experiencing. Because I often refer to this as hurricane brain. Growing up in South Florida, where we have hurricanes, in the state of preparation for a hurricane, when we're hunkering down and we're getting ready, like we go into this survival mode that is not typically a creative pattern. And I've noticed in myself and others that when I get in that just I need to survive, I got to live, that creativity, like there's a short circuit that happens in that space. Have you noticed something like that?
Yeah. And that is because we get caught in those emotions and we get trapped in those emotions. And we're trained that way. We have to worry. We have to always be on guard. And we're trained that way. And that's why it's so important to, release those. And I'm giving, little tips, little tricks, things like that. I want to give you something, but that's why I say we invest so much of our time, of our money, of our thoughts on taking care of our earthly self. But it's only when we can clear those negative things that even if we do take care of the earthly things and we're succeeding wildly, how many times have you, and definitely me, had clients that come to you and say, it looks like I have it all, but I'm just not happy.
I've been there.
Yeah. And isn't the point of life to be happy? We get these cars to make us happy. We get different, we buy things so that we can look good to make us happy. We go out with our friends to make us happy, to enjoy those times. If the goal is to be happy, shouldn't that be the first thing that we set out to do? First and foremost. And then we can worry about being rich so we can be happy and rich.
I like it.
We go to Deb and Deborah will show us how to deal with our finances.
She's brilliant at that. And the combination, I'm seeing some synergy between you two, just saying. In the whole WPN beautiful world. All right. So Cassie has given us some great tools to tap into being happy, which is what we're all after, to moving forward, to realize your goals and your dreams. We're going to open up for questions in just a moment. So go ahead. And if you're with us on Facebook, put your question in the comments. If you're with us here on Zoom, you can raise your hand or put your question in the chat and I'll make sure that I ask it. And while that's happening, my friend, I need to know about this singing like a rock star in front of thousands of people. Because that's one of my too.
That is a lot of fun. And after that, I will tell you a little bit about the magic because I'm so passionate about that. I loved my days as a rock star. And truly, it was funny because I faked my way into a band. My friends were in this band. They were playing all the big clubs. And one day they said, wow, you really sing good. It's a shame you didn't, interview or you weren't here when our lead singer, before she came on board. And so when the lead singer quit, they said, well, if you can play keyboards, you're in. Well, I had taken 5th grade piano. So I was like, tell me what songs. They didn't have the internet back then. So I got the sheet music. I learned the songs came to practice and they're like, wow, you really can. I'm like, yeah, I can. They're like, great. We're going to have practice next week. You're in the band. And then I had to
Wow.
really learn how to play. So fake it till you make it is great, but then you've got to step up and, and do that. So at that point, it was more than just, hey, I get to wear leather pants. It's like, I've got to learn how to do this. So we did get to open for Doobie Brothers for Kansas, for
What?
Rick Derringer, Huey Lewis in the News.
What
So
was
we
the name
were,
of this band? Maybe
yes,
I've seen you.
Blonde Enough was the name of the band. I was blonde. They were enough.
That is awesome.
And classic rock, we played at the Wharf, so beachy places on larger stages. And then I hosted a television show on the Fox network for 5 years. It was called
Wow.
Homegrown Music, the good, the bad, and the ugly of local music. And the beautiful thing is, much like WPN, I would feature some of the local bands, and sometimes at first they weren't that great, but just the fact that they had the opportunity to get on a stage to perform, they got good. And one of the bands, Imagine Dragons, you might have heard of them.
Oh,
So it's some of these bands, they have been on my stage as they were honing their craft. And it's really, really cool when, you can do
So
something
cool.
like that. So yes,
I love
I
it.
loved doing the whole, the whole band thing. And that was so, so much fun.
Love it. Love it. So good. All right. We're going to open for questions. I do want you to tell us about this magic program that you've got for us. And the coupon code WPN is not working.
What?
Yeah, I know. Maybe
Oh, no.
it's lowercase, maybe.
Okay. Well, I did.
It's not working. So how can we switch that up?
Well, we are going to, I will have that working by the time that we're 5 minutes after we are done. So,
Okay, so go back, and in the meanwhile, be sure to go to the bottom of the page and get that alpha centering meditation. So head to the bottom of the page, CassiEubank.com/magic, and you'll get that centering meditation just at the bottom. All for you, right?
yes. Okay. And yes, no, I thought that was tested, and it pays to test things, doesn't it?
It does. It does. So I'm sorry, everyone, but note it down, CassiEubank.com/magic. She'll get the code fixed. So you'll put code WPN in. As soon as we're done with the call, it'll be fixed for you. And I'll make sure that I post it into the Facebook group and all that good stuff. And in the meanwhile, let's go ahead, and if you have a question or comment for our guest Cassi this morning, go ahead and hit *6 on your phone, and we'd love to hear from you. So for example, I see Cece is in the house. Cece, could you unmute yourself and come on live? She's trying. And maybe I didn't do it properly. So go ahead, hit *6 on your phone, or unmute yourself if you're here on the computer with us. Let me go over here to Cece. Cece, are you there? I guess not. Maybe there's something.
No, I'm here.
There we go. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Oh my God, this is so great. So, did you ask me a question, or were you just asking me to unmute myself? I'm sorry.
I was inspired to ask you to unmute because I think you had something to contribute or ask.
Well, I just love the idea of what Cassie said about the soul shower, and that just, to me, is just like makes me feel warm and fuzzy, and yeah, I like that. I don't think I've ever heard that term before, so yeah, that's what I got out of it.
Are you ready for a spa day for your soul?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Well, perfect. I'm so glad you're on, Cece. Yes, she is the only person I've ever been to jail with. Of course, we were speaking. It was a speaking engagement. So I just love the shock value of just dropping.
That is a good one. That is a good one. Awesome. Cece, thank you for being with us today and supporting your WPN sisters We love you and thank you for all you do in our community as well.
Right.
And Nancy, real quick, love WPN. I just added something. It's not WPN is the code. It's love WPN because the love is coming from WPN for this offer. So I apologize. It's love WPN, everybody.
Yay, that worked.
Yes, the little details, those are the important things. And this is a 30, everybody's heard of The Secret, yes?
Yes.
The movie The Secret. Rhonda Burns is the person who put that together. She wrote a book called The Magic. And The Magic is 28 days of different practices. And Cece and I have done this together. I've done it alone and with Cece. And it's so powerful when you do it with people. But it's 28 days of different exercises that they take you through. So we're kicking off with a Zoom call to go through everything. We'll have a Facebook group where you show up when you want to. We're going to have the assignment in there. Everybody's going to comment the things that are going on for them. 28 days of immersion into gratitude to really, because it's like an exercise. It's like a muscle. You've got to work it to make it work.
Absolutely. And build muscle memory so that your go-to when something happens is what is abracadabra, as opposed to your previous way of responding.
Exactly. So together we're just going to build that up, and for the WPN crowd, less than $1 a day. And we're going to all build together, grow together, and just really support each other. And it's a great way to get to know everybody. So
beautiful.
A brilliant way to just start our days in gratitude, or sometimes at the end of the day, if you can't get to it in the morning.
Beautiful. All right. So join us for some magic, and go to CassiEubank.com/magic. And that's CassiEubank.com/magic. And the coupon code is LOVEWPN, LOVEWPN, all one word, and it'll reduce it by $30. So it's only $29 for you to have this immersion. Also on that page, you can get that 23-minute meditation that Cassie was talking about. The Magic is one of the best books to read with friends as well. That's beautiful. So thank you for that. Let's open up questions, insights, ahas to share this morning. Let's go ahead. Carolyn, your line is open.
Yes, hi, Cassie. It's Carolyn Mann.
Hey, oh, so great to see you. A fellow distinguished Toastmaster from my home group. Oh, what a pleasure.
Yes, and it was wonderful to go through that Toastmaster journey together. And I just wanted to go over, you had mentioned the 3 needs that we all need, which I did learn from Toastmasters, because you couldn't progress unless you had that feeling, the sense of belonging. And then you said love, and I'm sorry, I didn't catch the third one. What are the 3 needs?
Survival.
Oh, survival. Absolutely.
Survival. Those are just basic human needs. And especially as a child, we don't know how to fend for ourselves. So when we're younger, all of our decisions are based on those needs.
Right.
And that's why we change who we are, and we adapt, and we, sometimes change our core or our soul self, our very essence of who we are, to be able to adapt and fit in, because we think we're trained, which is why we're untraining. And that's what we should call it, is untraining, right?
I know, right? Unlearning.
Yes.
Right. All right. And then your meditation, is that on, where do we get the meditation that you were talking about?
At the bottom of the page where I talk about the magic. Okay. And it's a 23-minute meditation. And then you can also see I've got other freebies there too. So you can click on other freebies, but this one is specifically designed to get you to where you can get to alpha state after doing it, and the other one in less than a minute. And that's at the bottom of CassiEubank.com/magic. And that's CassiEubank, but because you've been big in Toastmasters, and I know you put my name on many agendas.
And I've seen the picture of her with her leather pants on in front of the band.
I can't wait. I got to see that one.
Well, I got into the band so I could dress like that and not be called names, really.
That was smart. I love it. Awesome. Carolyn, thank you for being with us today.
Good to be here.
Awesome. All right, great. And again, join Cassie for it's a 30-day magical journey together. Is that correct?
Yes, it is, because we have the Zoom call to kick it off, and then we've got the big celebration at the end.
And when's the Zoom call?
The Zoom call is September 11th on a Sunday evening, and then we post in the group and we get active on the next Monday.
Beautiful.
So
Beautiful.
September 12th, we just wake up starting our day with our very first gratitude practice. And by the end, we're going to be so supercharged.
I love it. I love it. So join us for some magic with Cassie. Go to CassieEubank.com/magic and then enter the coupon code LOVEWPN, all one word, and you'll get it for just $29. Plus, she's got some great freebies on the page for you as well. Cassie, we're going to wrap up in just a couple minutes, and I'm just curious, we didn't talk about this yet, but how did this path start for you? Like, all right, so you're in this rock and roll band, and now you're a clinical and transpersonal hypnotherapist. Like, how did that happen?
Well, it happened because of a major loss. In my band, I did the band by night, and by day I did computer work, computer programming. And my business partner and bass player got leukemia. And when he passed away for the last week, both my husband, who was my guitar player, nothing Fleetwood Mac happening there.
That's awesome.
But the two of us were with him for the last week. And one of the times that I was sitting there holding his hand, and he knew that he wasn't going to make it at this point, he said, "Do you think I've made a difference? Do you think that my life has mattered?" And that hit me so deeply that he would even have to ask that. He had, definitely, in my life, in others' lives. But then the question came to me, am I making enough of a difference? And I had been. But then it was, how can I make a bigger difference? How can I serve in a deeper way? How can I give more? Yes, I make people happy when I sing in the band, and, I go and cajole with them, or, have fun with them, and they think, oh God, the girl in the band, she made my day. But how can I make a lasting difference? How can I really, really impact this world in a greater way? And that's when I made that shift.
Wow, that was a deep goosebump moment. Thank you for sharing that truth and that journey, and the likeness to Fleetwood Mac. That's kind of cool too.
Yeah. We got to keep it light,
I know, you're a little Stevie Nicks. I can see it for sure going on here. Oh my goodness. Well, let me go ahead and open up. Olivia Jones, your line is open.
I am in tears. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so good. It's always, Wow Wednesday is always totally amazing. And then I think life is by divine design, because there's so many things that I can relate to you, Cassie. I'm also a Toastmaster. And yes, District 84. So super excited and really amazing. So I'm like, okay, and I just finished up NLP. So I'm really excited about that with Dr. Heather Tucker.
Great.
Yeah, I just finished that. And so I am just elated, and I found myself kind of trying to go back to my old way of thinking. So the abracadabra technique is something that is going to be a definite takeaway for me today. And just so thank you so much for sharing and just being so transparent. It's so good. It feels like, we need soul showers every day. In fact, I remember like Zig Ziglar had this, I think something called a bath that he talked about. So this was definitely amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm very grateful.
Well, and thank you for your input, Olivia. It is very valued. And thank you for taking the time to learn NLP. The changes, it works, and you can bless so many people with that modality. The way it works, how quickly it works. I mean, look at Tony Robbins. he's made his whole life on NLP and NLP techniques and helping people through that. So thank you for being a leader and leading people to a better place. I honor that in you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cassie.
Beautiful. She is a leader too, just by the way, Olivia, I know that. Glad to have you with us today, my friend. All right, again, go to CassieEubank.com/magic, enter the coupon code LOVEWPN, and or down at the bottom of the page, you can get that centering meditation. It's right there on the page for you. And then there's a link to some other freebies that she's got put together. On Facebook, we have a question from Keisha Williams. What are the 3 needs? I think I got them right, that everybody has: survival, belonging, and to be loved.
Yes.
Awesome. Next question. What is this book called, The Magic? Who's the author?
That's Rhonda Byrne. She's the one who did The Secret. And this is an add-on because she believes that the secret to the secret is gratitude and feeling that gratitude. And honestly, there are times where I can go for spells of time where I just live in a state of gratitude. And I've got to tell you, Nancy, that's when magical things happen.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just like, everybody's like, oh my God, your luck is just crazy right now. And Cece too, she's like, same thing. When we're living in that gratitude, letting everything else roll off of us, yeah, it's just another thing to deal with, you know? How many people play Wordle? Okay.
Got in 3 today.
Nice. Well, think of it like this. Sometimes when things come up that we aren't expecting to get us off track, we get really upset by this. But think of it like Wordle. When you play 5 letters and none of them show up, you're ruling things out. Okay. So things are going to come up in life no matter what. Don't get upset by them. Just realize, hey, I'm taking care of it and I'm getting it out of the way. So it's kind of funny, but maybe if you think about things like Wordle, okay, this isn't a bad outcome. I've just ruled out some things, but we tend to get so emotional about it didn't turn out. I didn't get any of the 5 letters. Oh no, you know, we don't do that. Life, treat it like a game, have fun, be more kid-like, because I've always told people when you think like a kid, you will succeed like a rock star.
Ooh. When you think like a kid, you'll succeed like a rock star. So bring that playful gratitude, appreciation back into your spirit. And as Einstein said, when you are matching in your vibration to the thing that you want, it has no choice but to come to you. So that's so good. Cassie, thank you for being our guest today and just pouring into all of us so beautifully, as well as the gifts that you have for everyone. I appreciate you, my friend.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you for having me on. And I know I invited a bunch of my friends to join the free WPM membership to get their toes wet. But you know what? Take a look at what full membership has to offer. You get so much out of this group in so many ways. The sisterhood, the support. And not only that, if you're looking to be a leader, you've got to follow the leader. And who better to lead you than the sisters of WPN? All with these beautiful specialties. Susan with her specialties. Trish, I've gotten to work with her one-on-one in coaching. She's coached me in some things. And just how brilliant to have these leaders that are so accessible to you. Now, we all say, oh, how great it would be if Tony Robbins would come to my home and teach me personally. You know what? You don't need Tony. You've got the WPN, and they are here accessible for you in so many ways. They make themselves available. And when you're on their team, they're right there. They don't stop. With Trish, she's like, we're doing this until you are coming. We are doing this until, there wasn't you get this and this and this. It's like, hey, here's the standard, but we aren't done until you're done. And I love and appreciate so much about this group, about the people in the group. Everybody here is just fantastic. And thank you so much for letting me be a part of this and for having me on today. It is such a great honor.
Delighted to have you. And when you share all you get from Women's Prosperity Network, that's been our dream. So thank you for supporting and letting us have that impact and make the difference we're here to make for all of you. So amazing. Thank you all for being here today, for joining us. And Make sure you get in touch with Cassie. That soul shower, that 3-hour session, I'm sure you can find out about that on the website. Start with the magic, and let's all do this. Let's live our dreams, fulfill our purpose, so that you can be that change you want to see in the world. So thank you all. Love you, Cassie. Thank you for being here today.
Love you too. And thanks everybody for your participation, for your chat, for everything. You are loved, you are valued, you are appreciated.
So much. All right, everyone, get out there, make it a wow day. What choice do you have after it started like this? And we'll see you next week for our next Wow Wednesday. Bye, Cassie. Bye, everybody.
Bye everyone. Have a beautiful day.